What's up, guys? Welcome back to another 10 Fitman live stream. We are live both on Instagram. Hello, everybody. Instagram and YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing great and that you are having or that you had a great day. Here is 8:42 p.m. in Shanghai. I'm sending a big tennis hug from this side of the world. Let me know, where are you at, how are we connected, and also you can mention something about your tennis story. And of course, if you have any question, that would be great. I'll be happy to answer. As always, I'm trying to keep this as a routine. Thursday night here in Shanghai, in China, after very long, exhausting swimming session. That's the only way I can kind of schedule this thing. And yeah, I always have to a little bit push myself with in terms of energy. But you guys really can help me a lot if you bring in some fun, interesting questions, and just overall bring me like some of the vibe, because some of you are maybe just waking up or in the middle of the day, just had a coffee or whatever, and you have this kind of fire. Just bring it over, send it over. Anyways, for today I wanted to talk about preparation and also performing in matches, something like that. So I would like to go into this topic, and then along the way I can still answer some questions. You're very welcome. The best will be if you can ask something that's related to preparation. Here I talk about when you are preparing for a tournament, for example, or you have some league matches or anything like that. So if you have any questions, any doubts, any problems there, and then also during matches, how to perform better, or if you have any questions there, any stories you want to share, you're welcome also to join on Instagram here. I can let you in a chat. But why I wanted to talk about this, it's because recently we had this first ever 10 Fitman tournament here in Shanghai. And I was kind of very excited about it, even though it was a small tournament, kind of invitational, and only within a couple of hours on Sunday afternoon, evening. And we only had 8 players. But it kind of brought me back to the competition and to matches, performances, because it's been a while since I even of course participated, but even just like sit on the sideline or on the bench and then watched it, besides the Shanghai Masters last year as a spectator. But it brought me back this amazing excitement and the nerves, the butterflies, just watching matches. It was quite fun. So I wanted to talk about this. And I see we have a few questions, but I would like to start. Otherwise, I'm going to lose the train of thoughts. Working on footwork and balance, watching higher players have helped me recently. Nice. Yeah, it's always good to watch that. Preparing equipment as well. Yeah, preparing equipment is good. I have a tournament on clay. Oh, Liam, what's up, man? On clay this weekend and haven't played in a while. What should I do from now to prepare? Prepare it's on Sunday. All right. It's the most powerful forehand grip. Okay, that's different. All right. A little bit check the questions and comments. So overall, I'll talk about preparation. I think it could also help some of you guys with some questions in terms of preparing for different surfaces. I mean, the first logical step is, if you have a chance to play on one of those courts, rent a court, find a different club, different location, you definitely want to have at least 1, 2, 3 sessions before matches. If we're talking about advanced levels and you really care about the performance and you have some goals in terms of results, you definitely want to spend some time to prepare. Now, what I was more going for is the kind of mental preparation and how you can really do your best and do everything that's under your control so that you can really perform well in these matches. And I really like to always put emphasis on this, and that is visualization, trying to see yourself playing out there. And this is great if you know especially where you're going to play, the location, the courts, you've been there before, you can really visualize it. You can see yourself there, and then you can put yourself on court in your mind. Not sure if you know the opponent. If you know them, even better, you can imagine yourself on that specific court with a specific opponent, and then you go from there. You try to run the match in your mind in the way that you would like it to go. And also, you try to imagine what kind of points you're expecting or you're hoping for. And definitely, you want to see yourself playing your best. And not just that, I think even more important is to see yourself enjoying. I think this is maybe the magical part of this visualization and preparation. If you manage to put yourself out there, and then in your mind you see yourself smiling as you play, and hitting some good shots, winning points, doesn't matter, losing points, just having fun, enjoying. I think that's the most important. Of course, you want to see that you are playing well, you want to imagine that everything is going well and that you are winning potentially, but I would put on top of the list that you want to see yourself having fun. And this is something I realized towards the end of my like competitive career. It's not over yet, by the way. Like in the second part, where instead of worrying about, oh, how I'm gonna play, what if it's not my day, or what if I lose to this opponent, I would just try to think, oh, it's just gonna be a incredible time. I'm gonna have a blast, and I'm gonna do on the court whatever I feel for and whatever gives me joy. It doesn't matter. Okay, I really like to smash that like down the line shots on every single shot. So it's not gonna be like that. But I'm gonna be smart on court. I'm gonna use all my experience, and I'm gonna play in a way and do the things that I really enjoy, that makes me have fun. I want to have fun. And maybe it's kind of obvious, but it's still, I don't think many players do it. So let's see if you manage to do that for next time. Let me know how it will go. So that's just one aspect of preparation. So we have that like positive visualization, but also seeing yourself have fun. This is all fun. Data wave music is helpful. Wow. I think I need to do a research on what those wave mean, but I guess that's kind of for relaxing the mind. Anything that you find that can put you in that relaxing state, it's great. So that will be the next point, and thank you for bringing that up. Any kind of meditation, cooling down, listening to some calm music, or even any kind of music that puts you in that state. But I would still put the visualization on top. Then you have that meditation. It's still kind of part of it. Now we also come to the part where you want to do all the possible things that are in your control in terms of really getting to know who is your opponent, finding all the information. And this is something where I was not the best at, I have to admit. When I played, I was kind of opposite. I wanted to know as least as possible. Ideally, if I see I'm playing somebody I don't know, I'm like, yes, that's easy. I don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna go out and play my game. That's easy. Which is really now I would say it's not the right, it's not the best. I'm sorry, it's not the best approach, because if you have a chance to have even one single piece of information about the opponent, you should take it, you should grab it, because think about it. The more you know, the more you can kind of prepare in advance. You can create some tactics or strategy. Don't run away from it. Don't make that same mistake. And I even did this crazy thing. I remember a few times. Well, at least I remember this one time very vividly. It was one of the last futures, the tournaments I played, where I think I qualified for the main draw. And then, this, it's a big thing when you're still in this qualifying draw, and then you battle through and you go to the main draw, and then it's the huge thing, who are you going to play against in the main draw. Is it going to be city players, going to be some lower ranked, or maybe even another qualifier or wild card. But I kind of didn't want to know. And then I asked a friend, can you just check the schedule, the order of play, and just let me know when I play? Don't tell me. Don't say even one letter. Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. And then literally it was like that. They just told me, okay, you play the next day, third match, whatever. And I just showed up there, and I was just observing, okay, who's playing. And I see some players around warming up, like, ooh, maybe some of them are my opponents, but I didn't know until literally I was stepping on court. Then I saw my opponent. I wouldn't say it's the best strategy, again, because you don't know anything, and then you have just a few minutes in the warm up to kind of see what kind of players they are like, and then you have to figure it out during the match. Whereas if you can have any information, or if anybody can give you some feedback on this player, or if you can find online, the best is like you find some videos. I guess nowadays you can find a lot of different forms of information that can help you prepare. You definitely want to have some strategy, some tactics. All right, let me just jump in the chat. I guess on YouTube nothing is happening. YouTube, hello. I see there are a couple of people there. Thank you for hanging in there. I guess YouTube Live is really not live anymore these days. But yeah, I'll still gonna always turn it on, just in case we have a few people there. But on Instagram we have some comments. Let me see. Thanks, guys, for chatting. Remind myself why I play the sport and that I enjoy playing. Yeah, that's a great point. That's along the lines. If I have more shot ideas, then I can actually execute. Then should I stop overthinking during the game? Wow. I have to reread this. If I have more shot ideas, then I can actually execute. Ah, okay. Okay. Should I stop overthinking during a game? I see. So you're overthinking every shot, what to play. Definitely, overthinking is not good. Try to go with your first intuition, where you should play, and also try to understand and learn some patterns. So in that way, you don't have to think too much. You will know, okay, when you are all the way stretched out wide, 90% you will go cross, or like if you're moving like away from the ball or running around the back end, you go inside out, something like that. So you have a certain shot patterns, so you don't overthink. Now, where we were at in terms of preparation, we talked about visualization, how to prepare mentally, imagine yourself playing your best game, and also, more importantly, enjoying, having fun. And number two was getting all the possible information. Don't make a mistake and try to ignore your opponents' names and stuff. You want to learn about them, find out as much as possible so you can actually have a plan. And this is crucial also because when you have a plan, you come on a court, it's a different scenario, because I think it's more fun as well. You kind of follow you put yourself in a game, right? And then you have a strategy, and then your goal is to execute on that strategy. It's not just randomly on court and you just trying to play some shots, you don't even know what you're doing. It's more fun when you have a plan and you try to execute on it, and then you try to be flexible. If you see it's not working, you try to adjust. I think that's also great, trying to be adjustable and do your best to navigate or alternate the way you play based on the situation or how the match is evolving, right? What else for the preparation? Okay, then we have what can you do exactly like right before the match in terms of physical preparation, physical warm up. The the biggest advice here is that as you're stepping on the court, you should be sweating. I cannot emphasize this enough, and this is again coming from personal experience and also something that I've seen with other players. If you are kind of too chill or too lazy, or you think I don't need to do that much for the warm up, I want to save some energy, I will need it, and then you kind of just jog for like 2 minutes and do a bit stretch, and then you're stepping on the court without one single drop of sweat. Trust me, you're already behind. And then you might know this very very well. And how can I put it and explain this very clearly? At least for me, if I think of the moments when I played my best, when I was in the zone, I was so engaged and I could feel the heat. I could feel like my body is like radiating the heat and the energy. I hope some of you can relate to this, right? You will not find yourself in a flow, in a zone, and you are just doing things without even thinking, and you are just cold. You have to be boiling. You have to be so engaged that your blood should be like circulating, your pulse, the heart rate should be up, adrenaline should be up. So I think this is the key for me, the biggest advice. If you can manage to do this, it's gonna absolutely increase your performance, the level of your performance, whatever it takes. If you need to run for 20 minutes or do some sprints or skips or shadow swings for 10 minutes, or even definitely playing tennis, this is another part of the warm up. I highly suggest also to do that. Some players maybe don't think it's necessary. Look at the pros. Every single one of them will do a tennis warm up, including then on top of the physical warm up before matches. But again, on top of everything is getting hot, so that you start sweating when you're stepping on the court, and then you're starting already in that, almost in that zone, because you don't want to start cold, and then you will need like a few games to get into the match, and then you like slow, how to call this, not I'm not the best with cars, but there are those types of cars that you know take some time to get going, those older cars. You want to be that one that whenever like you sit down and you just start the engine, you can, boom, you can go. So that's it. Now, what do you do for this warm up? As I said, this depends on you. It's kind of very individual. Some people will just like to hit more. Others will do some intense running and sprints. I would also definitely include reaction drills, coordination, something also more fun. Some people like to get in the zone, put the music on, and then just isolate. Others maybe like to be more relaxed, talk with friends, but make sure you are getting hot. and that you feel your blood is pumping, the heart is pumping, the heart rate is up, and then you can really count on some good performance from the start, because we all know how you start, it's so important. It can carry definitely the whole set, sometimes even the match. Oh my god, you guys don't understand how much energy this took now from me to just share this. It was quite challenging. I hope you got something from it. I saw a few comments. Let's see if we have some questions so I can answer. And I think I saw somebody wanted to join, but then I don't see any more the request. You're saying when I go into a competition to come up with a plan, like I play a diagonal to the sure ball or two, one diagonal down the line. Mm, yeah, I mean, it should be some general patterns that make sense, and you cannot go like too specific. You cannot say I want to do one diagonal, one down the line, because if that second ball is very difficult, your down the line shot will be very risky. So you just want to make sure that you are following a pattern that is considered to be not just safe, but it's a common sense, and it can bring your game to the level where it's much more consistent. You can rely on those patterns, and from there you can build a point. I hope that makes sense. How do you prepare mentally against weaker players before the match, and if you start losing, what to do? All right, here we go. We have a great question. Thanks, Alex. When we are playing the weaker opponents, first of all, defining the weaker opponent. Is it weaker based on the rankings on the paper? Weaker. So if you do that, I would say it's a mistake from the start. You don't want to consider them weaker just because they have lower rankings, and especially if you don't know them. Maybe they just started playing, maybe they just played 1 2 tournaments and you played 20, and then they will crush you if they're at a different level. And on the other hand, if you know them and you know their game, and again, it could be a mistake to just see them as a weaker player. I think you should treat every match the same. So basically, there are no weaker or stronger players. Make sure you do your preparation. So everything that's under your control, right, on your side. Mentally prepare, visualize it, physically prepare, and then also I talked about prepare the information and the tactics for your opponent, regardless. Lower ranked, weaker players, higher ranked, stronger players, it doesn't matter. You want to know as much as possible about them, and then you prepare the tactics. You should not treat different level players differently. That's my point. I hope that makes sense. And then you also asked, Alex, if you start losing in the beginning, no big deal. You try to always reset, start. Easier to say than to do. Start each point like it's start of the match, and try to rethink. Do you have a strategy? Are you able to execute? Or maybe the strategy was not right, so you have to adjust. And no panic. No panic. The match is long. There is so much time always, and play each point 1 point at a time. And that's it. You can always turn around the match regardless of the score. I'm going to start competition in 2 weeks. I'm 52, playing tennis since 6 years old. Wow, haven't hit the gym in a year. Thoughts on getting back to shape fast? No thoughts on getting to shape fast. Sorry, my friend. There are no shortcuts here. But the best thing to do is just start. Start today. Do some light workout, fitness. Start getting in shape. Don't expect don't expect it to happen overnight. You gotta really put some effort. All right. Hope that helps. Thanks. Some interesting questions. All right, guys. I will maybe let you if you have another question or two, and we will slowly wrap up. I should be eating my dinner, which is right here, ordered, package, salad field. This is not a paid advertisement or promotion. I just I just order this kind of healthy meals regularly. Uh, Today I've been feeling really weak. It's been one of the toughest days. I don't know what is it. Maybe the weather is a bit changing. I guess the pressure or something. It's just so. It's just tough to do anything. But no excuses. We gotta follow the plan. That's what I'm doing right now with you guys. Hope this brings at least a little bit of value. You get something out of it. That's my only goal here. Only mission. How you manage frustration when playing bad. Nice. Pros play bad set and then come back strong. Doesn't happen to me. Great question. And it's something that's very common. So please don't feel bad about it. I'm sure even for the pros, they sometimes have bad days, bad matches, and they just don't come back. They cannot always come back. Just see one more time in the beginning question. Frustration when playing bad. Okay. I will go back to my first point, my first advice today. Maybe some of you were here as well. And for the rest, I talked about how to prepare for matches. So I said visualization, see yourself enjoying the match, not just playing your best. This is good, this is great, playing your best shots and winning, but seeing yourself enjoying and also having fun. But then the most important part there was I said, see yourself enjoying regardless of the way you play. So you can see yourself hitting winners and then smiling, and that makes sense. And then you're like, pumped up. But the challenge is see yourself smiling, even if it's just not going your way. And how you can do that. I did this a few times. It's not easy, but I think it's just a matter of will, and you can control your thoughts. I think it does wonders. Just think about it. What's the main goal here? What are we doing? Like all of us. Well, now we are just chatting and asking questions, answering, but all of us are kind of into this game, right? Into tennis because it's a fun game. It's a challenging game. So think just like that. I want to Yeah, it's a cliche if I say I just want to be grateful for being able to be on court and play this game. And instead of thinking, oh, I have to play these matches or these tournaments, I'm so not prepared. I will be nervous, and then you get, like you said, frustrated when you play bad. Why don't you just have this different perspective where you say, oh my God, I got a chance to play today. I got a chance to play today. And maybe some of you cannot feel the weight of this, but for me, it really rings a bell because yeah, it's been a while since I was totally healthy and able to play for real. It's been already a couple of years now, so you know should not complain about not playing well. It's just you just have a chance. You get the chance to be there and to play. Why any frustration? Imagine some people get injured or sick and they're just stuck to the bed and in hospital and stuff. So just change that perspective. And I know if you haven't been there in this difficult periods, it's not that easy to understand. But I hope some of you will understand. And yeah, it's a game changer. But I think you have to remind yourself this daily. I get a chance to do it. I get a chance to play. I get a chance to compete. I'm able to just step on court. I'm able to serve without pain. I'm able to move forward, back, and do these amazing movements. Just imagine how your body has to be in a good shape and healthy, so that you can run left, right, change directions, bend your knees, jump. Oh my God. I had this problem with the leg for a year now. It's recovering still, but there was this period where I was barely walking. Oh God. I was just yeah, just sitting on the street, I remember, on some bench. This was back at home, and it was just so eye-opening, mind-opening. I was just watching people walking by. I would just I would just watch their legs. The is I see somebody's walking by. I'm just looking at their legs. I start from the feet. I first notice what they wear. Which kind of shoes, and then I see their socks, whatever. I notice their calves, the shape of the legs, and I notice how normally they walk. You know, sorry. And then only after that I would look at their face. I would look at the character, and then I would think like some of them they're just not even aware how lucky they are, just being in this healthy conditions. You can walk, there's no pain, and I just think like, why are you not smiling? But anyways, that's a little bit a different topic, but I think it can help. The perspective on things can be a game changer. So I think just telling yourself, I get a chance to play today, instead of getting upset for missing forehand or losing a point, losing a match. So you get a chance to play, and you should be the happiest in the world. On top of that, if you manage to hit some great shots and to win, that's like a bonus. That's a bonus. So yeah, that was something that, yeah, I'm happy to share. Sometimes this difficult moments can be really profound. It can change your perspective. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. The great thing with aging is that one gets less and less frustrated. Every day on court is a bonus. Wow. I guess so. Yeah, appreciating every chance to play. And yeah, thanks guys for being here, for always supporting, for listening. And we have some requests. Let me see. Maybe I can get somebody on, because I might need some help here. Yeah, I think Joe Maverick, you were there last time. Let's try the other person. Uh, yeah. We tend to be in automatic control and don't see the good things. We normalize pretty simple things. We normalize pretty simple things. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? Any tips Noah gave you while practicing with you? As I remember, not really tips. He praised me. He told me some nice things. Like, I remember for one training where I just stepped on court to serve, and he was just returning. He just said, like, after that, man, you're really slapping that ball pretty well on the serve. And yeah, he was preparing for some match against a good server. Yeah. And the tips, no, he's always in a zone. We sometimes chat a bit, like very without much pressure, very chill. conversation. But I'm sure if I would ask him something, he would tell me. But I didn't want to, go in there. I just wanted to maybe wrap up here, or give some conclusion about this preparation. I didn't touch on the performance part. I think that kind of goes into a different topic, but something maybe it's related is when you play a match, right? During the match, how you can make sure to maybe get in the flow, get in the zone, and play something close to your best. I think a couple of things. You want to have some kind of rituals or routines on court that puts you in this familiar zone, and you want to make sure you do them also in your trainings or in the practice matches. Like between each point, try to have your routine and always do the same thing. Also before the serve, make sure you are going through the same patterns. Like if you bounce 3 times, 4 times, keep it the same. That's why I always say to my players, even in the trainings, do this exercise, whatever you're doing, the same way you're gonna do in the match. You want to create this familiar patterns that can kind of put you in that zone, close to the zone. And then also definitely breathing. Breathing helps a lot so that you can calm down, and then you can control. You cannot really control the feelings, but you can control the breathing then can help you to calm down, and it can help so much. And I think that helps. So breathing, how it's just very simple. You can give yourself like a certain patterns also. So it's all about patterns. So even the breathing, I was doing always 4 seconds and 6 seconds. 4 seconds inhale, like a very strong deep inhale through the nose. You count inside, right? And then 6 seconds exhale. So when you're getting the ball, getting the towel, you do this few times, it will normalize. It's tough to explain. So it's okay that the heart rate will be high, right? But you don't want the heart rate to go like erratically. You don't want to be high and then to change too much. You want to be in the same frequency. So if you do the conscious breathing, it can make the heart rate more coherent. Even on a high frequency, it's going to be more coherent. There's some studies. I watched this long time ago, but I really got it then. I understood the concept and it really made sense. So that's definitely something that will help. And one more thing, always doing the things you control, right? If it's opponent, if they play something extraordinary or they get lucky or it's the weather, you should not get touched by that. So whatever you can control, and then again, it's on your side of the court. So we talk about the breathing, and then yeah, trying to enjoy it, having that perspective that you get a chance to play. And I would say push yourself to move as best as you can, because you control your legs. Unless you are so, how to say, sometimes under pressure we kind of lose the feel of the legs. It's kind of numb and then the legs get frozen, but you can still push yourself to move more, do extra steps. I would also highly recommend you to move around the court and play more forehands, run around the backhands. Even though maybe your backhand is great, try to run around the backend. That will put you in more dynamic, active state, and by default, you're gonna get more engaged and you're gonna release some pressure from yourself. And one more thing, yeah, I just remember this. Try to exhale, emphasize exhaling as you hit the shot, and maybe even make a sound. Exaggerate the sound. Doesn't matter. Don't be shy. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to be. I want to be a I want to play. I want to do like a fair play. I don't want to bother the opponent, or I don't know how it's gonna sound on not outside of the court. I think this can really help. Sometimes I do this when I'm in my training sessions when I'm feeling very, very tired, not motivated, even with some kids or like adults. It's kind of very, very simple rally. I would try to do that kind of for fun. I would make the sound, and somehow it will bring me more in. It will make me more engaged. So that can be also a good tip here. And yeah, having a strategy, the plan can also help you get engaged. And yeah, just play for fun, enjoy it, enjoy your time there, because you get a chance to play. So that's it. And let's see, do we have another question here? How to get confidence, believe yourself can win the match. Remember Nova giving tips about deep breathing exercise to reset your mind back to real and ready for next point. Yes, confidence, believe yourself can win a match. Okay, that's good point. Let me just check one more. I'm following your videos for a while and days my body is sore. I have to keep the streak going. Great. Let's go. Keep it going. Never ending game. So the question was, oh my god. I'm just so burnt out. This is crazy. Okay. How to get the confidence and to believe that you can win a match? It's quite tricky. This is a good one. I don't think there is a shortcut here. You can do the visualization, you can do the manifestation part. However, I think that the best and the strongest confidence comes from doing the work and from preparing, that from the fact that you know how much you did beforehand, how much you work hard, and that you're ready. You've been through these situations, and of course, through many matches. You need to win some matches, and no, I know you will ask, but how do I win? How do I win that first or second match? How do I start winning? It's gonna happen. You just do the work, the hard work before, and commit, engage, have fun. Don't think too much about results. Don't think too much about winning. I think just have fun, but focus on the things that you can control. You cannot always control if you're gonna win. So yeah. All right. With your knees, do you get pain on the outside of the knee? Oh, knee, bottom corner orthopedics can fix that. All right, thanks for trying to help. Yeah, the knees are always tricky. It's just making some sounds now. But guys, thank you so much. I really have to wrap up. It's been already 45 minutes, I think. I was going for 30 minutes, but I appreciate some really cool questions. I hope it was useful. I'll try to keep this going every Thursday. You're welcome to prepare some questions for next time. And yeah, hope you enjoy this game. Yeah, just have that mindset. You get a chance to play. And yeah, be grateful for that. Nothing else matters. As long as you can play, it's amazing. So you're already up there at the top, regardless of what kind of shots you hit. So yeah, today we covered the topic of preparation for matches and also performance side. I hope it helped. I kind of want to do the recap very quickly. My mind is like literally done. The recap: visualization, see yourself enjoying it, having fun. All right, playing your best, but you have fun. Then we talk about gathering all the information about the opponent if you can, prepare some tactics, make a plan, and then have fun executing it or even adjusting during the match, and then physically getting ready as much as possible so that you can sweat as you step on the court, that you're already fully running on all cylinders and your heart rate is up, your adrenaline is up. Then you can really start at a high level. So those are, I think, that the biggest ones for preparation. And then for the performance, we talked about the breathing, And then again, awareness that you're there, you should enjoy it, have fun, move your feet, force yourself, push yourself to move as best as you can, and then enjoy every point. Don't worry about the results. You are there already. You won. So that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna wrap up here. Have a great day or night or evening or morning. And yeah, if you have a chance, play some tennis today. I'll see you soon. I mean, I'll see you next Thursday in our next live stream.